How's it going, everybody? It's me, the one and only Chaotic Goo. It's been a really damn long time since we've done the stream. It feels good to kind of chill out for a minute and do one. We're chilling so much, actually. We're chilling so much, in fact. We're gonna take a sit. We're gonna sit and have a big chill sesh, you know? It's just like, one of those instances. You just kind of gotta chill, sit down. Hang on, let me make sure I have everything on my personage that I want to have for this little stream. There we go. Cool. Whew. I wonder how everyone is today. Me, I'm fucking... It's been a lot lately, man. It's been crazy. Me and my homeboy Mike, he's asleep right now, otherwise I'd probably have him joining me to stream. He's like knocked the fuck out. He was up all night. He was fucking doing stuff early into the morning. But we're gonna be moving out this week. We've been, living and staying together, working on films together, and soon, not like permanently, but there'll be a temporary pause to our partnership simply because we're gonna be moving away from each other. He's gonna be moving back in with his parents, and I'm gonna be just kind of wandering for a little while because I don't have anywhere else to really go. I'm just gonna kind of wander, try and find myself, keep doing what I want to do, and that's make movies and get back into contact with my YouTube community. And I think that's like a good thing. Like, life has been changing a lot lately. Um, I feel like this year has been a big year of growth personally, as a person, in general. Um, just kind of really learning the same mistakes. Just the cat. I'm gonna just let him in because he ain't gonna leave me alone until I do. All right, come on, Finn. Come on, buddy. Come on, monkey man. Come on, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, little buddy. All right, dude. Whatever. I'll leave the door open for him. He knows he can just walk in when he wants. Uh, yeah, no. We both have some projects up and coming, though. Mike will be saving for this next year, and then after that, he will be putting into action a film he's had planned for a while that he's been writing and wanting to work on. After this year of saving, he should be able to reinvest and redistribute the money he's going to save for his own film project that I'll be assisting him with when the time comes. But that'll be in about a year. It's going to be a horror project, though, where he will be, you know, uh, it's going to be a horror kind of uh, experimental style movie that's very close to our hearts because it's going to be based on some of our best memories together in high school with our friends and with ourselves, including memories from other people we know who were really close to us and kind of sharing a whole bunch of kind of crazy experiences from that time period in our lives to blend together and make a cohesive movie and cohesive experience all together because that's kind of what the movie is supposed to be, an experience told through the lens of a get together to watch horror movies. And I think it's a genius film concept, and he's gonna do a lot of crazy stuff with it. And like, he's told me everything there is to know about it. I've helped him bounce some ideas back and forth while writing. Like, all the writing is really his genius, but I've spitballed a few ideas with him here and there a handful of times. Jesus Christ. Right next to me, the cats are just like jumping up and down trying to get up on some shit that they're not supposed to. Or that they can't, I should say. Um, but yeah, all that being a thing, And I'm about to be going on a really big adventure myself. That's going to be part of a film project I'm actually working on. I'm going to be doing a little a short film about a journey I go on. That's going to be like kind of like I've been saying, I'm doing a lot of self-reflection, a lot of introspection, a lot of trying to adapt and better myself. And I think this film and this recording of the journey is going to kind of not only help myself to always look back when I'm kind of slipping and failing myself, but I'll be able to hopefully speak to other people and get people to a better place themselves where they're not falling into some self destructive habits or outwardly destructive habits. A lot of times, habits that are self destructive are also outwardly destructive, and vice versa. So, basically, trying to put more healing out into the world through my personal work. Because for a really long time, I've just kind of drifted through life. I worked as a chef for a while. I have been a chef for a while. I've been working at every single restaurant I can really think of, and a couple lesser known higher end restaurants that are state state level or local level, and not everyone would know about it, so I don't really want to get too deep into it. But that's kind of what my experience has been since leaving high school. I never got my proper education. I just worked my way up from being a fast food cook to being a high end cook, being someone who works in fancy restaurants compared to someone who just flips burgers or fries chicken at Popeyes, which was like my first job cooking anyway. Well, not really. I was a prep cook before that, but that was a position I was moved to after being a dishwasher initially. So I'm just kind of hoping that the transition into primarily a film channel, someone who promotes my own films and who talks about other films, is like smooth. Because that's kind of what this year has been. I think this year has been a return and a transition into someone who's more, as an individual, open-minded, and as a filmmaker is open-minded. Because I'm getting back into that, and that's kind of, I think my goal and my calling in life is to be a filmmaker and an actor. So, yeah, this film that we're currently working on, the reshoot of Losers, it should be out hopefully by the end of this week, by Sunday or Monday morning. And as long as that happens, I think everything will kind of start to sort itself out and go down a, oh shit, I was messing around with something on the little toolbar, taskbar here. Yeah, it'll all just kind of forward progress in a positive way, if that makes sense. Because my life for a while now has been kind of, Jesus, monkey boy, chill out. Monkey. Monkey. Hang on. Sometimes if you talk to him like you're David Lynch, it'll calm him down. Monkey. Come here, my little monkey. Come here, monkey. It works. He's actually coming here. Monkey, you must come here. We need to get to work, monkey. Come along now, monkey. Come be my lap monkey. I know he's not a monkey. That's just his nickname. Come here, buddy. There we go. Hey, man. It's just me and my little monkey. Hello, monkey. Say hello to the world. Okay, he doesn't want to say hello to the world. He just wanted to say hi to me. All right, monk. Very nice of you to join us. I don't remember what I was talking about because he just came by to say hello. And he kind of went, right away. Hopped off. Fucked off. He's got important things to do. Clearly. He's a feline who's roughly 10 pounds. He's got places to be, things to do, hoes to fuck. But yeah, the film that we're currently working on, the Losers reshoot, the original shoot of the movie was not really a disaster fault because I was in the director's chair and I'm not really a director. That was the biggest mistake ever. Clearly, if you've ever seen that film, it is one of the worst things ever. I regret making it. I wanted to get a little more time to reshoot and everything, which I'm doing now, but at the time I didn't look like I was going to get to reshoot because we were so busy with my job and with other things Michael had going on that I didn't know that we were going to get the project finished. And I just, said, fuck it. I'd rather release something that sucks dick and that's terrible than not release anything at all. So I released what we had, and now we've had the chance to reshoot, to re-edit. Uh, I just in like a month after finishing that film, because I'm the editor on both projects. I've taken the time to actually edit and make things look a lot better. Michael, taking the reins as director, has been a lot better about making sure we get better camera angles, making sure we get uh, better dialogue, better scene composition, better everything like that. So yeah, I'm not really the one for that. He is for sure. I'm not a camera video kind of person. I understand rule of thirds, basic stuff like that, but things like that, I just no. He's definitely a much bigger cinephile than I am, even though I've seen roughly 300 movies at this point. I'm definitely obviously someone who really enjoys film as a medium and storytelling in general, but he's definitely got it kind of on lock a lot better than I do. And um, working with him on this film, actually, after years of not really keeping up with my craft as being an actor and everything like that, kind of trying to get back into it, it's really humbling because, like, Michael has just stayed on top of it. He's stayed on top of his passion, and I haven't. And it really shows, I think, in both products since I've been editing and rewatching the footage so much that I need to keep on keeping on. I almost closed out the stream by accident. That was tough. That was a really big, uh, almost oopsie moment there. I also think, although I really don't want to separate from Michael for this year, I really want to keep being able to stay living with my best friend, and especially because currently, the reason why we're splitting apart is we have some of the worst fucking living conditions ever. It's not like we live in squalor, but one of our roommates is just one of the worst people ever, and it's wearing and tearing on Michael and has been for years, and it's for the best that he gets out, and I'm more or less just moral support in the situation, but it's definitely weighed on my conscience a lot because I've been asked not to say certain things. I've been asked not to intervene at certain moments. And I really wanted to, but it was just for the betterment of keeping the peace and all having somewhere to stay and not having drama 24 fucking 7. And no, not an easy thing to deal with at all. But over the next couple of days, we're going to finish shooting, and I'm going to finish packing everything up with him, and we're going to go our separate ways. And he's going to finish spending the next year writing his film and planning everything out, getting the funds allocated, and then after that, we're going to start shooting, and I'm nothing but excited for that. Um, the other, the other thing is a really good friend of mine got himself into the Actors Guild. My close friend I do the podcast with, he got himself into the Actors Guild, and now he is like known. He has an agent, all of that stuff. So it's just looking like, we're all kind of starting to get ourselves where we want to be as far as future careers and making our dreams kind of come true, which is really refreshing because I kind of, reflecting on it, feel like I've been like a fat fucking chud. Like I haven't done anything for a really long time. I kind of spent a lot of my time focusing on relationships that were not fulfilling, and I was looking for them to desperately be what fulfilled me, and they just weren't going to be because, first of all, I was looking in the wrong place. I was looking for the wrong thing with the wrong person. And then to compound that, I was being selfish in those relationships, and I was also a pretty shitty person generally. So nothing good was going to come out of that. And also, I just had no goals. Like, I had this goal of being a filmmaker and being an actor ever since I was young, and I had other dreams and aspirations, and now I'm kind of just like, you know what? I had these things beaten out of me. I let really shitty people get into my head. I know I'm talented. I know I have good ideas. I have things I can finish working on, things I can start working on, and like the sky's the limit as far as that's concerned. Um, However, like the really shitty thing is, I think we're going to have to put an end for now to the Mike and Jay Watch series, which really sucks. Something I did in between filming our actual movies and editing our movie and everything like that was, you know, recording this series where we watch movies that either he's recommended or that neither of us have seen. Like one of my favorite memories from, like, it's been an overall pretty bad experience living in this house, but one of my favorite memories living here is me and Michael watching the movie Pizza Man with fucking Bill Maher. Like that movie is so fucking, like, it's so indescribable, really. It's something you really just have to watch. You'd have to watch our review of it, our viewing of it, or you'd have to watch it yourself because it's a otherworldly experience that can only really be described by viewing. Um, Otherwise, you're not really gonna get it. Um, like the fucking there's that. We also planned to watch Freddy Got Fingered, but then that fell through. We're not going to be able to watch that, I don't think. We might be able to watch that, or we might be able to get out an episode or two before we leave. Not a two, but definitely an episode maybe before we go. One more, like one last hoorah to end off not only our time staying together, but to end off like a really nice chapter in our lives, regardless of the hardship. Like, I'm gonna miss staying with my best friend. I was on the phone with my mother recently, and she said, when you're around your friend Michael, you're a much better person, and you like introspect, and she's right. And I'm gonna have to keep doing that and holding myself accountable without him around, which is frightening, but something you just have to do. Ooh, my neck. But yeah, it's also kind of upsetting because there were some movies that we both wanted to watch. I wanted to rewatch an M. Night Shyamalan film. I was talking in one of my last streams about films, and I was talking about particularly bad movies and movies I never wanted to watch again. And someone mentioned, and I also mentioned like a famous, like I would say a famous quote. I can't remember who said it originally, but something my friend Mike says all the time is, any movie is someone's favorite movie, even if it's the worst movie you've ever seen. And I was talking about that on stream, and someone said, "Oh yeah, my favorite movie is a movie called Lady in the Water by M. Night Shyamalan," and everyone says they hate that movie, but it's my favorite movie ever. So, maybe it's just a movie too smart for general audiences, and I'd have to watch it and really like lock in and pay attention because I've never seen it before, and I actually really wanted to see that and give my thoughts on it on a episode of Mike and Jay Watch. But it looks like that may not be possible for a quick while. Funniest glitch or bug I've ever seen. What the fuck is this? It's like some weird random question. I guess I'll answer that. I'm not gonna type. No, no, I'm not doing that. I guess I'll answer that. Yeah. Funniest bug or glitch I've ever seen is a little Q&A section thing here. We're gonna do that for now because I honestly am like I'm fucking around with everything here because I thought it was a chat and it's just funniest bug or glitch I've ever seen a Q&A section. That would be I was playing Skyrim and a duo of elephants started just floating up endlessly. Classic Skyrim glitch, you know. And yeah, I guess now we have this little Q&A thing here. Craziest glitch I ever saw was that in Skyrim. I think all the craziest glitches I've ever seen in Skyrim. I think every other game I've played is somewhat decent about not glitching regularly. I've never seen or played another game that's like, oh my god, this is broken. I can't fucking imagine why this is even happening or rendering or breaking the literal capacity for the game to progress. That's only something that's uniquely happened with my favorite game of all time, just a classic Bethesda experience of Skyrim. But no one has really been in here. It's just been kind of people popping in and out for a few seconds, which is, to be expected. I haven't really streamed in a long time. It's not like back in the old days where I streamed every fucking week or at least once a month. Like, it's been a while. I'm all washed up. TM, like Hercule Satan level washed up. But I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping that this return to film content and making my own movies will lead somewhere fruitful. And even if it doesn't, something will, something's got to give. And it just takes, I think, the positive identity and the positive, like, know-how and want, I guess manifestation is the proper word. I'm going to have to, what I wanted to do was actually, oh, holy shit, that felt amazing, cracked my neck. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that really fucking bad. I hope you guys could hear that. I really wanted to, hopefully at some point do a fundraiser for another film for my next project after this no budget movie. I'm doing two no budget films, one after another. But after I finish this next movie that I'm going to be doing on no budget, basically, we will be looking to write something in the meantime while I'm working on that. And then I'll be able to next stream, because I'm looking to stream more often, be able to talk on it a little bit more. I've been watching a lot of stuff, and actually, something that recently became one of my favorites, The Holy Mountain, by Alejandro Jodorowsky. And Alejandro Jodorowsky's work in general has really inspired me, and I want to kind of make stuff more like that, which is really crazy to say to anyone who's like a film brain, but a film brained cinema snob. But yeah, that's kind of the plan eventually, is to make movies that are just like hyper religiously coded with deep emotional and spiritual messaging. I think that'd be really cool. That's something I definitely want to center my body of work around if I had some money. But it's not like that's gonna just grow on trees. And even if I was to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work for the next year and a half and be able to save every last dime, that wouldn't even be like, oh yeah, this is a phenomenal amount of cash for me to do something with. But I guess it would be better than nothing. I guess an average um, income in the USA right now for people my age with my level of education is 39 K. And with that kind of money, I would be able to do something, but it's just like I have nowhere to like really stay where I'd be able to save that money and not have to put it into expenses living wise, you know. So it's not like it's, oh yeah, just dump this all into a new movie. I'd love to. That'd be fucking crazy. Oh, if I hired to work on it, I'd have to hire, some people I've actually worked with before. Um, when I was very young, I think would be the best option. I think I would want to work with people who I still remember fondly and went to school with. So I can get people who've, supported me and that I've supported along their creative journeys and journeys in life in general into a better position. Like if I'm doing well, I want everyone around me to be doing well, kind of deal. Um, but I think that would require Losers or this documentary style journey type movie to do really well, and you'll never know until you get there. But that's kind of where we're at in life. For a really long time, I guess I wasn't willing to gamble on anything, and now I'm just willing to gamble on everything, especially my dreams. There's nothing more important than gambling on your dreams. Uh, it's also really great because I have like the full backing of everyone around me who I really care about, like my closest friends, my siblings, my mother. I feel like going forward, I'll be able to produce the best work possible, just knowing that there's people who think I can do it, and I guess that makes it so I can feel like I can do it. I don't know, man. This has been like a really weird, rambly kind of stream, but I think that's because lately I've just been under constant uh, mental duress of types, whether it's inward or outward. And, uh, it comes with being an adult. It comes with having a fucking living situation to finance, a friend to help take care of, your own kind of bullshit to figure out. Finally, after a really long time, figuring out what you want to do and I don't really say figuring out what I want to do, remembering what I wanted to do and remembering the passion I had for it and why I had the passion for it and just doing it, not letting anything, not letting funding, not letting uh, living circumstance, not letting my position in life or anything really change how I, devote myself going forward and how I apply myself going forward. It's just kind of all 110%, all effort, no slack. Hang on, what the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm listening out for something. Sounds like my friend Mike might have woken up. Or is that just the cat going crazy? He usually isn't this noisy. He's just being noisy, I guess. Let me grab a drink. The drink. Hey there, little kitty man. Yeah, you're making so much noise I can hear you from my room, dude. Come on. Being so loud, bro. It's unnatural. Uncouth of you, young man. Truly, you should be ashamed. Have some class and dignity. Oh, there we go. Wow. Yeah, I've also just taken to getting like all kinds of skills. I've taught myself all kinds of skills since high school without, ever going to school myself, which I'm pretty proud of. I've it's not like I'm the greatest at it, but I taught myself how to cut my own hair. I've taught myself to better film make and to edit for filmmaking. I worked in psychology for a while, and I've always wanted to work in psychology. And in doing so, I feel like I've gotten this jack of all trades kind of mindset and skill set, all in all, where I can just kind of do a little bit of everything really well. And it's like, just really cool. Not having a whole bunch of other people to teach me these skills, but through hard work, dedication, just wanting things and not always having the resources to get them, making it happen basically like a miracle. And that's kind of what I'm looking to do, just in everything. There's several like project ideas I have for after this, these two no budget films. I wanted to maybe do a Star Wars film based on my favorite Force sect. That's like Legends canon lore called the Genserai. I would do a lot of things kind of taking at my own liberty, but it would have the core Star Wars identity to it. That's a project I'm like really passionate about. I want to take the time to write. I want to have the actual real funds to work on it. Not only the funds to work on it, but the people I want to work on it available. And that would include my friend John. That would include Michael. That would include Earl. A lot of others I can't think of off the top of my head, but I would need a full film crew for that because these films are kind of things I can do to just show all of my general skill in filmmaking and in acting. And going forward, when I have some money, I would really like. How do I put it? I guess these first two films are more or less how do I put it? An audition, so to speak. It's like your audition. This is my way of saying, hey, this is what I can do with no money. Now imagine what you could do if you gave me $10,000, $5,000, fucking however much you're willing to give me, right? Something I should probably do is look into speaking with film producers. But I'd need to, first of all, get a hold of some. Second of all, get connected enough for anyone to care about a film that I'm working on to want to produce it. Outside of that Star Wars project, though, I have other ideas. I wanted to do a kind of repentance for that terrible thing prequel by doing a sequel to it because that is one of my favorite films of all time, and I would want to make it a, you know, direct sequel that kind of captures the entire atmosphere and energy of the first film perfectly, without being a cheap imitation. No pun intended. I think something like that would be like a dream project of mine. One of my dream projects.
I also have an idea to work on a superhero fan film with my friend Earl. But these are all things that would cost some level of money. I want to be asking for like a ridiculous budget, and I'd work with whatever I have. But you need some kind of funding for one of these films. You can't just step out and be like, you know what, I'm gonna make, for example, 'cause it's not what I'm doing personally, but say you want to make like a Green Arrow fan film, right? Well, bare minimum, you're gonna need a decent looking bow and arrow if you want the film to be, believable. You're gonna need to get some half decent special effects crews. You're gonna need to get a decent camera, a decent editor. These things don't just grow on trees. You'd either have to self teach, or have the money to pay for it, or have enough people who work closely with you and who like you enough to want to just come work with you for the exposure. And you know, I don't know, when it comes to me working with people for going forward on film projects, I don't really want to pay them in exposure. I want to pay them in, yeah, this guy or lady or them has contributed to my film. You should take them seriously for whatever they've contributed to it. I believe credit isn't enough. Uh, I just feel a lot better having the funds to also pay people. Um, I've been cycling back to my friend Michael a lot, but he has a lot of experience working on film sets. He's worked on a couple already, and yeah, he's also worked on a set where they fucking worked all day in the fucking blazing California heat, didn't get fed all day, and I definitely don't want to be that guy either. That's fucking cruel and sick and otherworldly. So I think just going forward after these two projects, I might take a little break to, at least from filmmaking. I'm not going to take a break from everything, but just from filmmaking to get my bearings, produce a new trailer, something for everyone, and go forward. Because right now, actually, now that I think about it, I have the script started for that Thing sequel, and the sequel is called Outpost 31. So we're just going to work with that title. Outpost 31. It will be a sequel film based in the same outpost that the first movie took place, and it will be kind of also based on the video game, where it's kind of about the armed forces coming in, the U.S. armed forces coming in and investigating what happened at the military base. But I'm going to just kind of put my own spin on it. And that's what a lot of people hate to hear from a filmmaker when it comes to an adaptation of a beloved game property. But something I've also learned recently through watching more films in general is just you can be a fan of a film and take something. You can be a fan of an intellectual property and take something in its own direction and still end up with something really, really cohesive and good and enjoyable for general audiences and fans of the original intellectual property, And that's kind of what I'm hoping to do going forward with these fan film projects. I would want to get funded eventually. Uh, I think when I finish this stream, I'll put up a poll about what project people would want to see me work on next. Um, a which one of those fan films, a superhero fan film, a what do you call it? The superhero fan film idea, the Outpost 31 idea, or my Jen Sarai Star Wars fan film idea. I would want to do a poll on that, see what my community thinks, what people who've seen my projects think, uh, gauge community activity, and what people think would be the most interesting, what they would want to see me tackle most as a filmmaker. And I think that's what my next project should be. I think that's how we're going to decide it. And I apologize for the kind of rambly nature of this. I kind of needed to distract myself, and calm my nerves over the course of a stressful week prior to a move into the conclusion of two projects that are, going to be very, very stressful and lengthy and time consuming. So, to everyone who's been tuning in recently and who is biting their nails in anticipation for what comes next from myself, my friend Michael, my friends, Earl. I hope also to get my friend Chris to appear soon on, my podcast whenever he's free. I've been having issues coordinating with him. He's been really busy, but it'll happen someday. I'm sure it'll happen, but we'll get there. As long as you keep trying with anything, you'll get there eventually, is what I'm, coming to find out. And until next time, everyone, I hope everyone has a great one. Till then, I am Tupac Schools. Take care.